trying to get over the fear of like just like filming myself in front of other people. So every time that someone walks by, I kind of like awkwardly move off to the side and wait for them to pass, so then I can put my camera down and stuff. So still working on that, filming in public, but we'll get there eventually. That was fun. Got a good workout in, not that long. It's kind of steep towards the end, got my heart pumping. I feel like I could do like 2 laps of this and that might be perfect. So I'm realizing how much I need to work on cleaning up my physical spaces and tidying them up, keeping them nice and minimal. I'm pretty good when it comes to the digital environment, you know, organizing stuff on the computer and things, but for whatever reason, I've always been kind of messy when it comes to physical spaces, whether it's my room, my desk, the kitchen, things like that. So I think by taking these types of videos where I have to sort of film my spaces and they can't look hideous, I think it'll be a good growth tool, a good vehicle to make sure that I make that change in my life and start organizing my physical spaces just as well as I organize my digital spaces. Hey guys.
Why do you always say hey guys?
Hey guys.
Just talk to the camera.
We're going on an adventure.
Starting route to Politics and Prose bookstore.
We're gonna go do some deep work at a little coffee shop slash bookstore.
Are you reading any books right now?
I've got a big stack of books that I want to read. I started using the app Goodreads. You can follow me on there to see what books I'm reading. There's a bunch of books and I'm all a very small percentage started with each of them. But at the moment, I'm really trying to go through Sapiens and learn more about our human history. I got like 3 more books for my birthday and I have a bunch of other books. So we'll see if I can actually get through them.
When do you like to read? Like what time of the day?
I feel like I haven't really developed a preference. My preference at this point is just to get it done at some point of the day. Definitely the later I wait to do it, it seems like it doesn't get done. I like to do it at a time of day when I don't have to worry about anything else and I can just relax. I guess later, yeah, in the evening is ideal, but I always end up just doing other stuff. I guess in a perfect world, I would just wake up and then like do a workout and then read, or like read then do a workout.
What would a perfect world be like? What would your job be? Where would you live?
I guess I would live somewhere nice. With access to good food and good nature, and that's safe and peaceful and convenient. I would be a YouTuber. On there, and you make sure to select like not to copy it over. Make this like that's how I'm doing. All the footage is on here, but like you're gonna need some. Like let me see how much my project file is taking up right now. Now you might need some buffer space on here. Like when you're maxing this out in space, it kind of starts to glitch out. Good morning. It is Monday morning. Finally finished up editing this sort of lifestyle vlog, 6 a.m. morning routine video that I'm going to post on the channel hopefully today, maybe tomorrow if needed. But yeah, lately I've been having a lot of thoughts, but I need to make breakfast, so I will tell you more in a bit. But what I was saying is I've been thinking a lot about like my life, or I should say I've been overthinking a lot, to be honest. Like I have my YouTube channel and that's kind of my main thing that I want to focus on outside of my normal day job and stuff, because my day job is fine, but it definitely doesn't bring me much fulfillment in life. So that's kind of why ever since I honestly started, I've been trying to do other things or explore other things. For a while it was producing music, so I like made beats and mixed songs for artists. But I kind of realized that I like the creative side of that, but sort of the business side of that and working with other people, I don't know, I don't really like the industry, so I kind of stopped doing that for now. Just, it felt like I basically was creating another job to a certain extent, because just the nature of producers and engineers not really being respected in the music industry, which is just kind of how it is. So then I started my YouTube channel. It's honestly gone through a bunch of different stages. Like initially, I think the first couple of videos I made were about like personal finance stuff. I thought I wanted to make it about personal finance because I was really into like credit cards and things at the time. And then I made a few videos and I was like, okay, I feel like I've said everything I need to say, or like I couldn't do this forever. So then I started making more videos about kind of productivity, self-development, because I was also just really into that at the time. And I'm still into that stuff, but I feel like I'm entering another chapter where I almost feel like I've exhausted that sort of creative fuel in terms of making these sort of 10 to 12 minute, 8 to 12 minute videos about best productivity tactics, how to manage your time, stuff like that. So I'm really trying to find the balance between, recognizing when I'm just being lazy and not pushing myself hard enough and not getting out of my comfort zone, but then also like making sure that I'm staying consistent, but then also making sure that I'm adjusting as needed and finding what I truly want to do, because that's also part of this whole journey. So it's tricky. I feel like it'll be okay, and I'm just overthinking things, to be honest. I've had my YouTube channel for about a year and a half, I'd say. I'm at 30,000 subscribers. I've been sticking to it for a while. So I think I'm doing well about like staying to one thing and continuing to build that one bridge across the water rather than starting a bunch of new bridges. But my bridge is kind of zigzagging a little bit. So I'm on the same bridge, but it's moving around. So yeah, maybe I'll make a video just about like resistance and stuff, because I've been feeling a lot of that lately, and getting out of your comfort zone and things, because that's something that I've always struggled with for pretty much my entire life, to be honest, is fear of failure, getting out of your comfort zone. I've been stuck in my comfort zone for the longest time, and I think it's really just in the past couple of years that I've gotten out of it more with like making these videos, honestly, because talking to people and to a camera and being open like this is probably something that my younger self could not have imagined doing. The amateur is terrified. Fear is the primary color of the amateur's interior world. Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of looking foolish, fear of underachieving and fear of overachieving, fear of poverty, fear of loneliness, fear of death. But mostly what we all fear as amateurs is being excluded from the tribe, i.e. the gang, the posse, mother and father, family, nation, race, religion. The amateur fears that if he turns pro and lives out his calling, he will have to live up to who he really is and what he is truly capable of. The amateur is terrified that if the tribe should discover who he really is, he will be kicked out into the cold to die. So I've been reading this book called Turning Pro by Steven Pressfield. I've also read his other book, The War of Art, and I think if you're into definitely any sort of creative work, but honestly if you're just into improving yourself and becoming the best version of yourself, these are must reads. The main idea behind this book is he's kind of comparing these two states of life, honestly, when you are an amateur and when you are professional. And this is not just like professional and amateur in terms of like a career or sports or anything, but just in terms of your life and fulfilling your potential as a person. So I'm reading the section where he kind of goes in depth about all the different tendencies of the amateur, and he really just calls out any sort of coping mechanism, excuse that you've ever used in your life, or even if you haven't consciously thought about this, when you read this, you're like, dang, that is so true. That's exactly what I'm doing. That's exactly how I'm thinking. And yeah, it's a must read. Here, I'll read another quote. The amateur lives by the opinions of others. The amateur allows his worth and identity to be defined by others. The amateur craves third-party validation. The amateur is tyrannized by his imagined conception of what is expected of him. He is imprisoned by what he believes he ought to think, how he ought to look, what he ought to do, and who he ought to be. There's so many other great passages in here, like the amateur permits fear to stop him from acting, and it really dives deep into this idea of us kind of preventing ourselves from becoming the best version of ourselves because we're kind of afraid of living up to our potential. It's kind of weird, but it's totally true. And so I would definitely recommend checking this book out if any of that sort of resonates with you. I still have to read the last section about actually turning pro and what it takes to get out of this amateur stage and stop fearing yourself and failure and getting out of your comfort zone and stuff, and what that actually looks like. So excited to read that part. I'll keep you posted.